Good day, everybody. It's John Nadeau here, and this weekend, starting this weekend actually, we're going to start working on, as we did last year, the 1800 tequila from a great client of ours, which is Proximo Spirits. Very important program as we do many different spirits for them, and one of our main spirits customers. So we really want to hit these out of the park. So just today, I'm going to do this in two parts. The first one, kind of things that you might need to pick up at Dollarama, and I tried to do as much at Dollarama as I could, and then you may have to go to a Metro supermarket or whatever. So of course you're going to need, your muffin cups and that sort of thing. But I'm going to ask you to pick up some, and you can get them at the bulk store. Just some roasted almonds, and just make sure that they're not raw almonds; they're roasted almonds. That's one, and we'll show you the setup after. And then also, got some here, ground tortilla chips. We're going Mexican here, so this will give us the sort of the corn and the salt, and also gives an alternative to anybody who can't have the almonds because of a nut allergy or something like that. Okay, and then I'm gonna say that we're gonna need two juices. One is gonna be grapefruit, and whether it's ruby grapefruit or regular grapefruit, but we just want a grapefruit. This is the only one I can buy yesterday because I was buying it late. However, you can probably buy a smaller bottle or whatever, whether it's from concentrate, not concentrate. It doesn't have to be anything special. Remember, it's just a small sampling. We're gonna have pineapple juice. Really important. Just some, again, you can find these on sale. I got all this stuff in Metro, and it's just the Oasis pure pineapple juice. Again, some of you are going to be doing multiples of these tastings, so if you can, maybe prepare them at home before, bring them, and then just sort of keep them on ice. And then for that, I would suggest that, and I got these today at Dollarama for $1 finally, is just squeeze bottles. So you can have a sort of squeeze bottle of the grapefruit juice, squeeze bottle of the pineapple juice, and very important, is what you're going to need is a lime juice. You can buy these pretty much anywhere. They cost about $1.25. We're going to come up with a quick budget today, and it's just so that we're going to give you the opportunity to, if you have to go out of that sort of $11 or $15 comfort zone, then we'll make sure that you have a sufficient allocation of funds to buy what you need for this program. Okay, and last but not least is you're going to need some form of 7-Up, which they call lemon lime. And if you look at this menu here, these are the cocktails that we're going to be doing. They ask for lemon lime, so whether that is Sprite, 7-Up, or even at the dollar store, caught lemon lime, that's also fine. Again, the amount that we're using is pretty insignificant, so, or the brand is kind of insignificant because it's more about the flavor profile. Hey folks, I'm back. Of course, we're talking about 1800 tequila. Our client is Proximo Spirits, one of Ex-Sell Bevsupport's great clients, working with, and Proximo Spirits have some really innovative products. When I say innovative, I mean that they're sort of old standards like tequila. However, their packaging, their design, their advertising, they're looking at a sort of a younger audience for tequila, and not the tequila where you just sort of, lemon shot and then, with the salt and stuff like that. This is more tequilas that are for sipping, for cocktails, for entertaining, and the way tequilas should be made. It's called 1800 because that's really when they started, the history of tequila, when it started to sort of flow out of the copper pot stills made, with complete blue agave in the state of Jalisco in Mexico. That's when tequila was started. So this is kind of made to commemorate tequila. 1800 has a special place for me because I discovered it several years ago, and one of the really neat things is that this tequila is as great as many of those brands that we hear like Don Julio, Patron, Cabo Wabo, but literally at half the price. So these tequilas were priced just so that they could enter the market, be very consumer friendly as far as the price point. However, the quality is uncompromising, and you really have a spectacular tequila for the price. Again, the target market, 25 to 40, 45. I mean, I'm older than that. I'm drinking it, so the target can go a little higher. However, but they're extremely smooth. And one of the things that we did when we started doing these tastings last year was to sort of, when you offer someone tequila in the store and you say, I have a tequila that you definitely want to try, and you get that kind of a look in their face, kind of, and they're thinking about that tequila disaster that they've had in their life, which we've all had. We drank too much. It's not usually the first drink you drink either when you have those problems, but we all have that memory of that rot gut tequila. This is the olive branch to those people. This is tequila saying sorry. We'd like to show you the way tequila is supposed to taste like, and 1800 is the perfect tequila to do that with. We're going to be serving each one of these tequilas two ways. Silver is classic tequila, uncolored because it's not aged in any wood like a reposado or an añejo. This is purely the color of when it does, come out of the still. And it goes through its filtration processes and stuff, but this is the color of true spirits. It's always clear like this. And I'm going to ask you to do your reading on your tasting notes and look up the history of 1800. Look up some of their their commercials, and there's a promotional. There's Chance the Rapper right now just did a huge promotion with them, so you can see it's kind of a trendy product right now. We're going to try it three ways. Now, of course, you're only allowed to pour a quarter ounce of the tequila in each one of the samples, and each consumer is only allowed a total of 2 samples. So it's 2 ways, or it's one of each, but no more than the aggregate or the complete sort of tasting exercise of 2 samples. The first way we're going to do it is, and I'm also suggesting that you get these pour spouts. They're available at Dollarama for $1.50, and they just make the pouring process a lot easier. Now, you want to pour just a quarter ounce, no more. And the LCBO are getting very strict. And also with tequila, you have people that are going to come up because it's tequila, it's kind of fun. Really make sure to be asking for ID. ID 25, it must be in effect big time when you're doing something like tequila, because a lot of youth will want to come and try, and just make sure you're carding, and make sure that someone in the store sees you carding. And of course, if you refuse service, you got to fill out your form of the server refusal. You have a problem, call over the manager. So that's one way. The next way is going to be on the rocks. 1 ice cube goes in the glass first, and then you pour your quarter ounce over the ice cube so that you have tasting, but then it's on the rocks like this. Of course, you're not sitting down. I'm sitting down just for the sake of doing this video, but of course you're standing up and doing all these things. We have pairings that are a little different as food. I've asked that you buy some roasted plain, not salted, roasted plain almonds. The oil in the almonds and the nuttiness really goes well with the tequila, because remember the plant of a tequila, the agave, will have that taste as well, so it'll go well together. And for those people who may not want to have a nut, or may want to or have an allergy or something like that, there's always, of course, a sort of just a tortilla, and that has a salt in as well. It's a corn tortilla, and the salt will go really, really well with the tequila. The cocktail we're going to make right now is on this sheet that you're all going to have, and on the table. It's called a mesa fresca, And it says here 2 ounces of silver tequila, 2 ounces grapefruit juice. So what we do if we're serving a 1/4 ounce of the silver, then of course it's the equal amount of the grapefruit. Splash of lemon lime soda. I suggest 7-Up, Sprite, or even, as I showed before, something you can get at the dollar store, which is just a cot, which is pretty much just as good. And it's a lemon lime soda, just a splash. And then, of course, a little bit of lime juice. Again, when it's a 1/2 ounce compared to 2 ounces, it's just a quick squirt. And then just a little salt. Boom. So we're going to do this cocktail right now and see how fast we can do it. So, of course, you're just going to start with an ice cube in your cup. You're going to pour your tequila over the ice cube, your grapefruit juice, and whether it's white grapefruit or pink grape juice, not really a big issue. I find that the pink grapefruit juice is a little bit more colorful. So but equal amounts. Top back. A splash. Yes. And of course, your lime. Just a little bit. Use one of your toothpicks. I suggest you have. Stir it and serve. And there you go. You have the Mesa Fresca as a beautiful tequila, silver 1800 tequila cocktail. Cheers. The second tequila that we have on our series of tastings this year is going to be the coconut tequila 1800, and I love this. This is vacation in a bottle. It's got that coconut that, you know, when you have the tanning lotion on or whatever, and you just think of, wow, I'm on holidays, we're here, because you got that coconut smell. Well, this, if you can put that in a bottle and a flavor at a vacation on a beach in Mexico, this is it. It's amazing. Not a hard product to sell, as you're just saying, take a vacation, try this, and you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. We're going to do it 3 ways today. Of course, and as I said before, everybody is only allowed to have 2 samples of a 1/4 ounce each. So whether they have 2 of the same done differently or whatever, it's important that they know that they have a choice of 6 here, but they can only have 2 of the 6, no more. And again, I cannot reiterate how important it is, especially with a product like tequila, ID 25. Anybody who looks, let's do ID 30 for this. Anybody who looks, they could be on the edge of whether they should be carded or not, err on the side of caution and do card them. Okay, very, very important. And the LCBO are really being tight on this. So the other ways, I'm going to say that we're going to chill this. So I'm going to ask you that during the tasting to have this on ice, because we want this kind of cool, because the shot that you're going to sort of, you know, the neat, which is just going to be a 1/4 ounce, that is best if it's chilled. The other option that we're going to have is just basically on the rocks. So what we're going to do is grab a small ice cube from your ice. Keep it separate, of course. This is not the ice that's chilling the bottle, but a separate bunch of ice. And just pour your 1/4 ounce so that they can try it chilled but on ice. Some people will like it that way. And then the cocktail that we're doing with this is so simple. Who doesn't like pineapple juice, coconut and pineapple juice? And with tequila, again, that sort of holiday in a glass, this is it. So I'm going to say you just have a small ice cube, and then we're going to put our 1/4 ounce, and then we're going to take our pineapple juice that we have in our squeeze bottle and just put an equal amount. Take one of your toothpicks, stir it, and serve. This is going to be easy to sell because this is fantastic tequila. Cheers.